Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Pony Montana, and today I got a nice video for you guys. I'm gonna be showing you guys the best defense in Madden as of now, after the patch that completely destroyed Nickel 335 odd, which was obviously the former meta. So the new meta that everybody is running right now is Nickel normal. Now, before I get into it, if you guys can do me the favor of hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button, hitting the share button, hitting the comment button. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think the meta is right now, something that you guys are running on defense, and if you guys want me to check out anything, and if it's good enough, I'll post it on the channel. As always, I love seeing you guys' recommendations. It helps me help you pretty much. So Nickel normal, if you guys are trying to be competitive, if you guys are playing weekend league heavy, you guys have seen this formation. This formation has been hell as of late. A lot of people are running this. A lot of people are having a lot of success as well. Now, before I get into it, one of the main things you guys are going to want to do, I cannot show you this myself. I might be able to press start and see if I could change this. But one of the main things that you guys are going to want to do when you guys are running this formation specifically is leaving auto flip defensive call on. Now, don't turn it off on your settings. Turn it off in the gameplay menu, not the gameplay options menu, but like when you guys are picking your plays, you guys have the option to turn off the defensive auto flip. Turn that on if you guys are trying to run nickel normal. Now, the reason why you're going to be turning that on is because you guys want to confuse the offense as much as possible. So if they're coming out in trips tight end, I don't know if there's a trips tight end in this formation. If they're coming out in trips tight end, if they come out in it flipped, the nickel will end up flipped on the other side to be able to guard one of those other routes. If they come out with it on the left side, the trip side, the cornerback, the nickel corner will end up guarding one of the routes that's on the left side. He'll automatically flip towards the strong side of the field, which is exactly what you want, just to confuse whoever you're playing even more. So, right off rip, one of the main things that people are running out of this nickel normal is this nickel blitz. It is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is back with a vengeance, and that is what everybody is running now. Setup is extremely simple. All you're going to want to do is press, pinch your D-line, I pinch my linebackers, and then move this blitzing corner in. Now, you guys might be thinking to yourself, oh, well, that's going to pretty much make it so that everybody knows exactly what we're running. Well, that's going to happen. It's not going to happen, but when you do this, you're pretty much going to get extreme pressure, right? And the reason why this is becoming the meta is because you can't block this pressure online. It's extremely difficult to block online. That's why it's one of the metas right now, because you're either sending 6 or you're sending 3. And it's pretty much the most intense game. It's pretty much the most intense game of rock, paper, scissors. It's like, hey, am I going to send 6? Am I going to send 5? Am I going to send 2? Like, you're pretty much going to be flipping back and forth between sending 2 or 6. And it's just tough because it's also pretty decent run defense. And I know that nickel formations, and I've told you guys this myself, nickel formations should be something that is easy to run on if you guys are coming out in like a 2-receiver set. But in this case, in this formation's sake, like, you're either going to be doing that, or let's call a timeout just to show you guys exactly what happens. If you guys are facing somebody online, they'll sit there and run that, and then out of nowhere, they'll sit there and run cover 4 quarters or regular cover 2. And let's call it, actually, never been playbook before, so let's call the same exact play, which is that level sail. Let's call the same exact play, but this time we're going to be calling cover 4 quarters. Now, we're going to be calling cover 4 quarters. You're going to want to press. You're going to want to make it look exactly the same, like you're sitting there trying to blitz their life away, hovering above the line and all that good stuff. And automatically, they're going to think to themselves, like, hey, I need to protect myself. I need to protect the quarterback instead of getting screamed at as hard as I just did. And then once they think you're sitting there blitzing, you guys are going to come out in a formation where you guys aren't blitzing a soul. And guess what's going to happen? You guys are going to have absolute mega coverage. And look at that. We get a coverage sack almost instant. You get very, very good pressure on the run. It's just so hell to run this play. So hell to run against this play. It's, I don't know, man. It's just one of those formations that it's extremely difficult to block. Even online, it's 10 times worse. I know you guys have seen it yourself. Other things that you guys can do is run your basic cover twos. If you guys want a little coverage behind it, I can kind of show you guys a little bit of that as well. Let's come out in nickel blitz, and we're gonna come out in our trips formation once again. So depending on what you guys want, and this is kind of like a good defensive scheme that you guys can kind of take with you to another formation and stuff like that. So the setup for the nickel blitz, if you guys want to send immense pressure, this is your nickel blitz setup. This is your regular blah. You guys are going to be sending the linebacker. If you guys want, you can send the opposite side of linebacker and then hover up against the line. But obviously you're thinking to yourself, man, the outside's in a soft squat, which means he's going to end up manning up. But the deep middle is wide, completely open. So one thing you guys can do is put McDougal in an inside third, meaning he's guarding the middle of the field. If you guys are facing a formation like trips tight end, this is something that I would do. Make sure that the cornerback, the safety is on an inside third, meaning that he's going to be guarding most of the routes that come towards the inside. This side can stay up here. That means you have the O cornerback pretty much isolated on the outsides. So you can pretty much man him up on Van Nett. You can put him on a cloud flat, hard flat. You can man him up on the running back and make the tight end your job if you want. But since you guys are blitzing extremely heavily, we're blitzing what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. You're blitzing 6 people, so you're pretty much expecting your blitz to come in. So one thing that I would do is play hard flats, obviously, because if they're making a quick read, you want them to hit your read. So you do that. Well, scratch that. With this safety, you can also put him on an inside quarter, which means he's playing literally straight back. So if they try to streak the tight end, your guy will be there for that. But you are playing hard flats. You hover above, and this is great coverage right here. It'll be very, very hard for them to sit there and try to make a read when you're sending that many people. As you can see, most of the people are covered, and then literally the next play right after that, you guys can sit there and come out in a regular cover 2 while you're not blitzing anybody, a cover 3, like anything like that. Now, if you guys want to blitz the other linebacker, come out in buck slant show 2. This is the best formation, the best play to blitz that other opposite linebacker that you guys aren't using. Last time we blitzed Bobby Wagner. This time we're going to be blitzing the same side linebacker, which is KJ Wright in this situation. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to blitz him. And right now, since he's in a cover 3, we actually have the other guy in the same position, which is actually going to make this really, really difficult to block. Like, if you wanted to, you could turn this into a cover 2 because look at the amount of pressure we have coming from the other side. So right now, our job is to pretty much guard. Like, we're sending 7 people right now. That is why this formation is so deadly, because if you move those guys in, it's a GG's. Look at this. It's insane. Now I know obviously we're sending 7 people, but that's the point of this formation, is to get as much pressure as possible. Now, if you guys are doing that and you guys are sending that many people, I personally would suggest you to not send this guy. Put him in like a deep blue, a mid read or a hook curl. I personally will put him in a hook curl. If you guys are facing a formation similar to a trips tight end, put this guy on his inside quarter, and your job is to pretty much guard the outside. So we're going to hover above this, and we're going to see how fast this actually comes in with 6 people. As you can see, we got 2 guys coming in untouched. We're not blocking anybody, obviously, because in this trips tight end formation, a lot of people are going to sit there and try to run a play like level sail. I don't want to talk you guys' heads off, but like, this is pretty much one of the best. This is the meta formation. It's you're either sending 6 with a crazy amount of pressure, or you're sending 3 with a bunch of coverage behind it, and that's why the nickel corner is so important in this formation, because it's an extra guy that you guys have that is able to either man up on somebody, play zone very, very well, and yeah, fast enough to blitz the quarterback and get a sack almost instantly. That's why it's just this formation is just this play is just so good, because it's something simple like that, where you guys are able to sit there and blitz 2 cornerbacks. You guys are blitzing 2 cornerbacks in the situation with a hook curl just in case they try to hit any of the underneath routes, putting like Baldwin in like an in route just to try to get a little leverage on you. But instead, you are going to be sitting there absolutely screaming with your guys off the edge, and it's just crazy. Now, how to prevent this, how to stop this. Now, honestly, one thing that you guys can do to stop this, since the people are coming out in this in auto defensive flip on only, like that's the only true way to run this nickel normal effectively, is to run it like that. Now, one thing you guys can do, I can't really show you this because this is practice mode, but one thing that you guys can do, if you guys are coming out, and I'm a true believer that run plays are the meta counters, because Madden has always found a way to make it so that like that's just how things are. So if you guys are doing that, if people are running this specific formation on you, like take Ace for example. This is a running formation, and somebody's still gonna come out in something like nickel normal. Now take this concept and bring it to every other formation. Now Ace, if they are coming out in this nickel formation, they are gonna have their guy, their nickel corner on the strong side of the offense. So in this case, it's Coleman, and he's on the strong side. But guess what you can do? Flip the play. Flip the play, and when you flip the play, obviously this guy's man to line, and that's not what's gonna happen. But once you flip the play, you have the personnel advantage while you're sitting there with your team. So say they base aligned and press. If we flip the play, this is how it would look. The nickel cornerback is on the opposite side of the bunch side, and we have the numbers on our side. Now, obviously, we're not getting a bunch of yards because we're not setting anything up. Just trying to show you guys exactly like a different example of how to beat this. Is you're pretty much going to try to confuse. You're pretty much going to try to confuse the nickel cornerback. I can't really show you exactly what I mean, but I hopefully you guys get the gist on what I'm trying to say. So you guys are coming out in something like bunch ace, while your defender's coming out in nickel normal, nickel blitz, and you're gonna come out in, let's come out in something like an end around, where you guys like the cornerback has no chance of guarding the actual route. As you can see, the nickel is literally still chilling over there, while we have Baldwin coming all the way wrapping around the other side. They end up making a play anyways, but you guys get what I'm saying. Very, very hard to showcase exactly what I mean when you don't have a decent offensive playbook. So their guy is already there. We're gonna run an inside zone to the opposite side of the nickel. They're getting shed, so it's kind of difficult to run this, but hopefully you guys get what I mean. Yeah. So this is the meta defense, and as you can see, even like the tip that I gave to try to beat it, it's still tough to beat it, even though you know how to. You either run with 3 routes on the field just to not get screamed at, or you run at the opposite side of that nickel corner as like to the best of your abilities. Right now, they're just getting sheds, and there's absolutely nothing you can do against that. And that's the issue with this formation, is it gets sheds, it gets everything you guys don't want to face. It's just extremely dangerous, man. It's extremely tough to beat. It's extremely tough to face, especially if you're facing somebody with like a good user. And on top of that, the guys get over on the backside. So if you guys are trying to run against this, make sure you guys motion somebody over to block the backside like this right here. You guys are going to want to do that. And as you can see, boom, we finally get a run where we aren't getting block shedded almost instantly, man. Yeah. So if you guys are struggling to find the new defense, this is it. Start running against it. Start running against it. Start doing whatever you guys have to do to win, you know, your Madden games. And yeah, if you guys have any comments, anything you guys need help with, make sure you guys leave a comment down in the comment section below. I think I've rambled long enough. My name is Pony Montana. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Yeah, let me know how you guys are doing on Weekend League and stuff like that, man. If you guys are getting top 100 and all that stuff, man, let's get to know each other a little bit. My name is Pony Montana. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like the video, and yeah, man, as always, 2 fingers, you guys. Peace.